Greetings. Welcome back to Ministry Monday. I'm Carlton Coon. Thank you for giving me these few minutes every week. Last week we began talking about leadership and the responsibility that we have as spiritual leaders to move the flock of God forward. Leaving a spiritual flock motionless is not an option because the ground becomes overgrazed, and if people are left too long in one pasture, they eat the grass down to the point of destroying the roots. A flock that's not moving, a church that's not moving, becomes a danger to itself. It begins to feed on itself. But churches can become immobile, and they can become quite content to stay exactly that way, asking no hard questions about what they're really accomplishing. What are the reasons that a church might find itself in that particular situation? Well, number one, I think the fault can be that of someone like myself, that we simply find our pastoral, or we find our shepherd's comfort zone. And as a caregiver, as a shepherd, we know this particular piece of pasture, this patch of ground, becomes sacred and satisfying to us. And the very idea of learning about other pastures and other ways of doing things is incredibly uncomfortable to us, simply because we have found our comfort zone. But we leave the flock of God in a dangerous position whenever we have chosen to make that particular decision. The second is the flock truly becomes comfortable. Do you know that you can live with a lack in your life if that lack becomes the new norm for you? A shepherd who doesn't lead a flock forward risks people becoming satisfied. If no influencer points out the inappropriateness of things like empty altars, no prayer program, lack of evangelism, or home Bible studies not being taught, barrenness becomes the new norm for that local church. As you begin thinking about 2019, how are you going to move the flock that you lead to fresh pasture with green grass? Perhaps it's the year to get serious about upping the disciple-making effort, maybe being more focused and leading the way by teaching home Bible studies yourself. But it simply is an essential reality that you have to move the flock of God forward in the coming year, or else the flock of God is going to be less effective and less healthy than it has been in the past.